Will Smith banned from the Oscars for 10 years. What do you think about that discipline? Welcome to a Friday night inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. Felicia and I, happy to be with you because we know that the weekend is here, Felicia.
I know, and I say it every Friday, but Scott always has a different vibe.
Oh, it is.
Fridays hit differently.
Right, even though we know that we've got some snow showers to talk about.
I'm not going to let that take away from my Friday magic.
That's right. We're feeling it tonight. Glad you're with us. Let us know where you're watching tonight. We'll let you know. We'll give you a shout out over the next few minutes. We're going to talk about the Will Smith 10-year ban of the Oscars. Big news today. We're going to talk about a total solar eclipse that Hoosiers will be able to see without even leaving the state of Indiana in 2 years. Friend of the show, Rachel Krause, is going to be with us tonight. Not only is she going to be talking about the eclipse, Felicia, but we're going to get her first look at her cat. So, we spent a lot of time with Lauren Kostick and her 2 dogs. Tonight, it's all about the cat that is at Rachel's house, rather. We'll get a picture of Spaghetti, the cat.
Oh, that's this cat.
Yeah, really,
that's
really
cute.
sweet. So we're gonna visit with Rachel a little bit. You get to know her a little bit. But let's begin our Friday night together. Angela is with us, and look. We're in April. Enough of the snow.
I know. I'm with you 100%. Just don't be surprised if you see a few flakes early tomorrow.
It's just a warning, folks.
Just a warning.
It's not going to be a whiteout.
No,
is it?
It is not.
Is it?
It is not going to be a whiteout. If you're in the far eastern part of the state, far western part of Ohio, might have enough briefly to stick to the grass, but otherwise just a few flakes flying. It's cold. Temperatures today didn't make it out of the 40s. This is live Doppler 13 radar. No signs of any snow yet, but I had several people tweet some video, pictures of grapple.
What's that?
Yeah, remind people what grapple is.
It's just little pieces of ice. So it happens
Well,
more.
why don't they just say little pieces of ice?
Well, that's usually what I say because people want to know what grapple is, and sometimes it's just too hard to explain.
Oh, is that a fancy meteorological term?
Yeah,
okay.
Well done. That's a very big word for a Friday night.
I know. That's what your master's degree came up with.
That's awesome. But yes, I had several reports of little ice pellets with some of the showers this evening. These will eventually change over to some snow, light snow showers, and you can see that's already rotating now into the northern sections of Illinois. That will kind of push our way overnight and first thing tomorrow. So early tomorrow morning, just before sunrise, we start to get a few bursts of steady snow. Again, if far eastern part of the state might be enough to stick to the grass briefly, and then it's out of here and our skies will eventually clear. But be prepared for a cold day after the morning snow showers. A cloudy afternoon, temperatures only in the 40s for highs, and then we're going to be concerned with a frost, potential freeze as we get into Saturday night and early Sunday as temperatures fall into the upper 20s and low 30s. The good news, we will end the weekend with sunshine and 60.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
It is kind of crazy, but if you could have a weekend that sums up spring for us, snow showers and then 60.
Yeah. That's central Indiana, isn't it?
It is. And by the way, the southern part of the state will under a freeze watch for Saturday night, early Sunday. I'll have that for you at 11.
Okay, so just hold on, Scott, just a little longer.
Yeah.
Oh, in the 70s
Oh,
in the
for the
7
warmer
days.
weather.
For the warmer weather. Hold on for the warmer weather. You meant
thought Felicia had some breaking news or something that she was going to share with us. Wes says, I'm sick of snow as well.
Yep.
Brian stating the obvious, Angela is a very smart lady. Teresa's with us tonight. Charlotte's with us tonight. Michelle from Lawrence, Indiana. Fulton says, I'm sick of the snow. Me and you both, Fulton. Let's see, we've got Dave with us. Joyce is with us. So we've got a lot of friends joining us along at 10 o'clock.
Speaking of Dave, you know where our Dave is?
Dave Calabro's out in Long Beach.
Yeah. I had retweeted the sleet or the grapple video, that little ice pellet video from Fisher's, and he tweeted back sunshine, palm trees, and it was 96 out there today.
Oh, he's getting ready for the Long Beach Grand Prix this weekend.
Oh, okay.
I'm good on 96. I like a nice 80, 85.
Yeah, 96 is too hot for me,
83.
Too. And probably too hot for Southern California. They don't typically get quite that high. I believe they've been breaking some records out west as well.
All right, well, Dave's going to be bringing that IndyCar, those IndyCar stories to you over the weekend and in the next week. We want to talk about the Will Smith story because, Felicia, today, it broke this afternoon. He's banned from the Oscars for 10 years.
Yeah.
Can't attend the Oscars. He can keep his Oscar statue, but he can't go. It would be a big deal next year because usually the best actor winner
That's a good point.
presents a major award, but he won't be able to do that, not next year and not for the next 10 years.
So full disclosure, we know many of you are tired of talking about this. That's okay, we are too, but this is a major development, so let's break it down. 10 years.
It's a long time.
I think that's a long time. I'm very torn about this because part of me is like, well, that was a very egregious, outlandish act. I mean, there has to clearly be some kind of penalty. I think 5 to 7 is a better range, but let's note, he can still be nominated. From
Right.
what I understand,
That's
he can
right.
still be nominated and still win an Oscar.
Correct.
He just cannot go to receive it or go and take part of any events. Me not being a member of the Academy, I don't know how many events there are. I mean, I just imagine a couple of galas. I don't know.
Right.
I think there's a lunch leading up to the Oscars and that
Okay.
kind of thing, so he wouldn't be able to do that. Let's put the statement from the Academy. They said the 94th Oscars were meant to be a celebration of the many individuals in our community who did incredible work this past year. However, those moments were overshadowed by the unacceptable and harmful behavior we saw Mr. Smith exhibit on stage. And then they go on to say, during our telecast, we did not adequately address the situation in the room. For this, we are sorry. This was an opportunity for us to set an example for our guest viewers and our Academy family around the world, and we fell short, unprepared for the unprecedented. So that's according to the Academy today. And Will Smith issuing this statement saying, I accept and respect the Academy's decision. Last week, you remember, he resigned from the Academy,
Yes.
meaning he can't vote for the different awards.
He apologized and he resigned, and so he has a very quick sentence right there. What more do you need? But I'm really glad that you read that statement, the second part of that from the Academy, when they noted that they did not react appropriately and adequately. I'm glad you noted that because a part of me does wonder if the 10 years they're trying to also make up for their role in the event. Not that they necessarily, in my opinion, did anything wrong. However, you know, are they trying to overcompensate for that now because they did, in hindsight 2020, you know, you would have reacted
But it could have
differently.
been a lifetime ban.
Could have been.
That's true.
It could have been a lifetime ban. They could have taken
That's
the Oscar.
true.
So
I also wonder how much he cares. You know, I still think he's going to make, he's still a millionaire. I still think he's going to make a lot of money. I think he's going to get a lot of roles. I think, I know, Scott, I think you mentioned you want to hear more apologies, like more.
Well, yeah, I guess I just thought maybe what he should be doing is try to reconcile with Chris Rock. I don't know if that's possible at this point. Getting together, maybe go on some morning shows and apologize. Let people see him, let people hear him apologize as opposed to issuing a statement.
Yeah, I think it's still not too late for that, and I think we're going to hear more.
Yeah.
I think we will hear more.
Let's go ahead and tell us what our folks on social media are saying. Teresa's saying he should have gotten a warning or something or a lesser sentence.
Okay.
He's a great actor. Teresa says move on.
Yes, got it. Noted.
Yeah, Glenn says Will Smith should be shamed yourself for slapping Chris Rock. And let's see. Jalea, colleague and friend of the show, Jalea Brooks, saying, can't believe Felicia is not a member of the Academy.
that is kind of surprising.
And Jalea's
know.
up,
You are
Jalea's
big
up
time.
late.
The
What are you doing up,
invitation.
Jalea?
Jalea worked the morning show, and here she is on a Friday night. So
Right.
she,
The invitation gets lost in the mail every year.
yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with those people.
Renita says, I'm very tired of hearing it. It's been
Yes.
hashed to death. And so anyway, so there you go.
Okay, we can move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Hey, let's talk about an eclipse that's going to be happening in 2 years from tonight.
The last one was in 2017.
Yes.
I was one of those people staring at the sun with my approved glasses
Right. You have to
because
be
the
very
sun is
careful.
very strong
Smart.
and I
Don't wanna
need
hurt
these
your eyes.
eyes. I was one of those people. I love it. Science, space,
Yeah.
all that, give it to me.
Friend of the show and reporter extraordinaire Rachel Krause joining us tonight. She's working on a story that you're going to see at 11, and we're going to hear about the tourism that may be coming to Indiana to see this eclipse. But first,
and
Angela's
who
going to
knew?
kind of break it down in terms of what's going to be happening 2 years from today.
And who knew people would be coming here, as you pointed out before we started chatting, for spring break next
Spring
year.
break in
No
Indiana
Cancun,
for the solar
just
eclipse.
come here. Yeah, so an eclipse happens when we get the moon kind of passing through the Earth and the sun. So I've got a couple of graphics just to kind of explain it. And this one, central Indiana is going to be in the path, and not only in the path, but in the path for totality. So we were talking earlier, and Scott was curious, okay, well, when is this going to happen? Well, technically 2 years from today. The eclipse itself will take about 2.5 hours from start to finish. The partial begins around 1:50 in the afternoon. Full begins around 3:06, and totality is expected to last almost 4 minutes.
Wow.
So 4 minutes for totality, and central Indiana will be right in the path of that. So there were a couple meteorologists on Twitter saying, okay, well, now we just need to make sure the weather's good 2 years from now, because had it been today, it wouldn't have been good because we were so cloudy.
Yep, and a lot of folks are already kind of worried about that. I was talking to folks over at Visit Bloomington earlier today, and they're like, the weather's not maybe going to look good. April, it's not always traditionally good, but we've got a better chance of it here than they do up in Cleveland or in Buffalo, where they're also going to be in the path of totality. So we've got a good shot of that here, and they are already preparing for it.
Isn't that amazing? 2 years ahead of time.
And get this, they said they've been getting calls ever since the 2017 solar eclipse. People are calling, they want to book hotel rooms, they want to know what's going on, they want to come here for it.
Wow.
They've had their website going since last summer in preparation for this, which is absolutely bananas to me. But they said that you can't start planning early enough for this. When you're expecting tens of thousands of people coming out to a pretty rural town.
From the beginning of time, humans have always looked up at the sky in wonder, and this just leans into that. Like there's a specific group, population, people who are just really into outer space, what's going on above our heads.
And we had spectacular weather back in 2017.
We did.
So keep fingers crossed.
How are they preparing in Bloomington?
Well, in Bloomington, they are matched up. They have committees going, both with IU researchers, astronomers going there. They're also working with city and county leaders because they want to make sure that they're finding the best viewing spots for all the visitors coming to town, having enough parking for everybody coming to town, and a lot of big events. The event is going to be on a Monday, so they're expecting to have a lot of big weekend events kind of leading up to it. All of that, of course, still planning because we are still 2 years away. But they are looking out for all of that, and they want to make sure that they're on top of it. And the folks in Bloomington said they've been working with people out at Mizzou because they were in the path of totality back in 2017. So they've turned over their Bible or their kind of their rule binder of what you want to have doing and what you want to kind of be keeping an eye out for. So they're trying to learn some lessons.
Yeah. So Indiana's hosted a Super Bowl, obviously the 500, all sorts of Final Fours, and we're going to host the best. Yeah, solar eclipse totality party.
Listen, Angela, you got 2 years.
I've got 2 years to get this right.
For you and Mother Nature to get on the same page.
I tell you. Hey, and be thankful that it's not happening Little 5 weekend.
Oh, good point.
Speaking of parking and people, because Little 5 weekend, Bloomington, and an eclipse would have been.
There's a whole party going on there. That's right.
That would have been a different kind of party.
All right, the other thing we want to do tonight, we spent a lot of time with Lauren Kostick talking about her cute dogs, Milo and Murphy. And our new friend, Rachel Krause, who's brand new to Channel 13, has a pretty cute friend as well. Tell us about your friend.
I do, yes. Spaghetti is fiercely private. So these are really very private photos of Spaghetti. She's about 12 years old and a big brat. This is her just kind of loofing along. She's very chubby. This is her hacking into my computer. She wanted my passwords so she could order herself more catnip.
Oh, that's cute.
Very
Look
dapper
at that.
in a Christmas sweater.
How
this
old
is her
is
doing
Spaghetti?
yoga. She's about 12, we think, but it's one of those cut her open and count the years kind of thing. Because you don't really know. I got her at the shelter and they were like, she may be 4 or 5. She could be as old as 8. Do you want her? She's free. And
sure.
Oh, that's cute.
She's beautiful.
She's very sassy.
She is.
So.
But incredibly private.
She is incredibly private. She's not a fan of the photos. You have to really sneak a photo in because she'll come right up and then knock the camera out of your hand.
Oh, she is sassy.
Yeah, she knows what paparazzi is. She's just not about it. She's not about social media.
So she does not have her social media account then?
No, she wouldn't let me. I asked her. She said no.
Oh my goodness. Spaghetti. Spaghetti, it is nice to meet you. Thank you for letting us in. Admittedly, we tend to lean toward dogs on this show, but it's nice to include our cat friends.
And feline friends.
Impressive, she will let you put a Christmas sweater on her. I mean, that is impressive.
Yeah.
You know, she's not as nice about me putting her sombrero on her or her wizard's hat. It's a little rude.
Okay, so stay tuned for more pictures.
But what are you going to do?
All that attitude.
I love it.
Well, let's see. Renita says, my Lucy looks like Spaghetti.
Aw.
And Fulton says, cute little kitty. And Denise says spaghetti is beautiful. She's getting
Great
lots
colors.
of compliments.
She is.
Next time you'll see Rachel, they'll have an Instagram account going for spaghetti.
I
probably.
hope so, you know. I hope that she uses it to help cover her share of the rent. She has not pitched in
Okay.
in all the years I've known her.
She needs some sponsors, people.
Good point.
Sitting around napping all day.
Well, it's good to have you here and good to meet Spaghetti. And tell us a little bit, in case people have missed the weather for tomorrow.
Morning snow showers, afternoon clouds. It'll be breezy, low 40s, but sunshine and 60 on the way for Sunday. If you've got some plants that are blooming, you might want to cover them up Saturday night.
Okay. Noted.
We're only an hour and 15 minutes from starting our weekend, ladies.
Yay.
I like the way you talk, Scott.
That's right.
You keep it up.
We got one more newscast for you. That's coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. We'll see you then. Good night.